Hello YouTube, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and normally on this channel we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. Here and today though, we're reporting on the first moments, the advent of a new protected class in New York City. I believe this is New York City's 28th protected class, depending on how you count it. And it is brand new, assuming Mayor Eric Adams signs it into law in a couple of days. We are now going to be viewing weight, specifically being overweight, as a protected class. But it's not that clear cut. What we're actually protecting with this law is, I don't really know how to phrase this, voluntarily being overweight, which is a very strange thing to say, but previous laws did actually protect people who were overweight because of a disability. Genetic discrimination laws protected people who were overweight because of a genetic predisposition. There's even some faiths, believe it or not, some religions that have some tenets that cause an overweight stature in a human being if they follow the tenets of that faith. And those were all already protected under various other protected classes. And all of those I would characterize as involuntary weight gain, being involuntarily overweight. And there's a bit of a difference, right? So if you have a genetic predisposition, you have a low metabolism, it is very, very hard to remain at what might be viewed as a healthy body weight, which I think is already, using the phrase a healthy body weight is in this space, I think, a triggering term. I'm already canceled. Not my intent here. Certainly I've spent a tremendous portion of my life very overweight. You can go on YouTube and find my older videos. I was 265 pounds by 5th grade. Like, I was not a slender lad, let's say that. And a lot of my time on YouTube, the older videos, some of the videos back in 2013, 2014, certainly spent most of my life well north of my ideal body weight. My ideal body weight, according to the U.S. government, and never listen to them, but my ideal body weight would be about 165 pounds. I walk around today around 205. Very happy at 205. I disagree with the government on many things, including my ideal body weight. But that being said, most of my life I've spent north of 230, and generally often 250, 260, 265. You know, it's not been. I've enjoyed myself. None of that, to be clear, was involuntary weight gain. That was all voluntary. That was all me making choices about my diet and my personal maintenance and my personal upkeep that led me into weight gain. So, yeah, I'm not, certainly no predisposition to hate those who are overweight. I generally am, and always have been, overweight. But I do take some issue with the idea of voluntary weight gain as a protected class. Not because I don't want to help people who are overweight. That's not what I'm saying. And I don't, as an employment attorney, that's what this channel is. Like, there's no personal opinions on this channel. These are legal opinions, primarily. I'm not going to take a stance on body positivity. I'm not going to take a stance on big is beautiful or not beautiful. Like, all these are things for Twitter, for people who don't matter to talk about. What I'm talking about today, and I think this does matter, is that most protected classes are things that you generally can't change about yourself. Instantly, somebody's going to jump down my throat and be like, what about religion? Okay, that is a choice that you're making, but many people are not going to view it as a choice, right? There are many people who are adherents of many faiths who don't view it as a choice. To them, it is incredibly important. Their immortal soul could be imperiled, their salvation, their enlightenment, their whatever it is, right? Every faith is different. They don't view it as a choice, so then I too don't view it as a choice. when it comes to faith. And all the other protected classes, like, it's not easy to change the color of your skin, right? It's not easy to just step past your disability. Oh, I'm not disabled anymore. I'm fine now. Probably not going to happen, right? It's not like you can choose who you're attracted to, right? There's a lot of things here that are core to the identity of a human being, right? The real core of an identity. And those are not things that people can just change. And I think that's really important to recognize about protected classes, because you're attacking someone on their identity. You're trying to, in our field, in the field of employment law, you are attacking someone's ability to earn a living, to put a roof over their head and food in their mouth and feed their kids and survive on the basis of something core to their being that they can't really change. It's very fundamental. It's very absolutist. This is who I am, and you want me to die because of it. That's really what workplace discrimination is. You want me to starve. You want my kids to starve. You want me to not earn a living. You want me to not make money here. And we live in a system, in a world where I need to make money to live. There is no real safety net, right? In spite of all the taxes and the lies about New York City, a lot of homeless here, right? Oh, but we pay the taxes for the safety net. Okay, what happens for me? Let's say I'm destitute tomorrow. Not a penny in my pocket. Not an apartment, nothing. Where's my safety net? Oh, there isn't one and I'm home? Okay, yeah. So my point is, the people we elect, they don't create a safety net. And so when you experience workplace discrimination, it is an attempt to render you incapable of continuing life in our society, right? That is how I view it, and it's based on something you can't change about yourself. This protected class, because it's really only for those who are voluntarily overweight. And I want those people to be helped. I want good things. I want people to be happy. I don't think hate is a good thing. And, I don't think we should be, like, running around and being cruel to people who are overweight, both because I don't want you to be cruel to me, and also because, I don't think it's a nice thing, and the world's kind of shitty in a variety of ways, and that would just be even shittier, right? Like, that's stupid. We shouldn't do that. And, like, fundamentally, we shouldn't look at people in the workplace and be like, well, you're overweight, so you got to go, right? That's a bad thing to do. And I understand the law, but I am a little uncomfortable by making a purely voluntary protected class. Like, I just didn't want to do the personal upkeep. I'm not into basic human maintenance. It's not fun for me. So I'm gonna not go ahead and control my nutrition and pay attention to that, and I'm not gonna work out. And now I'm protected. That's a choice. It's a free country, theoretically. I don't know how free it is anymore, but, like, it's a free country, and that's a choice you can make. And I think it's a perfectly fine choice if you can accept the consequences, and I'll never say one word about it. Except in this moment, because I'm uncomfortable with just hypothetical, African-American person, right? This country's got quite a record on how we've treated the African-Americans, right? I mean, it's not been a delight for them in a variety of ways, right? They go into work and crowded room, they're working hard, boss drops the N-word. Terrific, right? All right, that's Exhibit A. Exhibit A, right? That's our person, African American, who's at the workplace, experiences the N-word, and then gets fired. We have an overweight human, right? Just a pinky, just like me, right? So white, you're not even white anymore. They're pink now. And let's just say it's me. It's me. I'm 300 pounds. Drank a little too much, ate a little too much. Stopped going to the gym. I'm 300 pounds now. And I go into work, and my boss says, Vince, you've always said employment law is performative. You have to look the part. You have to be the part. You need to. This is important to how we help clients. And Vince, I got to tell you, you're not conveying what we need to convey to a jury, to anyone, right? You're conveying some things, like maybe you don't have control of your lifestyle right now, and that leads people to think you're disorganized, leads people, right, all the discrimination that goes with weight. These people look at people who can't control their weight and they say, well, why, this is not a difficult thing. It's not particularly difficult. I mean, we know roughly how many calories a human eats and needs to eat, and like if you eat more than that, you get fat. Obviously, listen, health conditions aside, there's things that can happen. Not all humans are the same. There's differences, but we know roughly, if you're a 200-pound Caucasian male in good health, we know about what you would need to eat to not gain weight, and about how much physical activity you'd have to engage in to not, again, gain weight or, have health consequences, whatever it is. But Vince, as your manager, I got to tell you, you're not conveying what you need to convey. You look like you don't have control of your life right now. You're not striking fear into the hearts of defendants. You're not what we need right now. You got to go. You're done. You're done, fatty. Get out of here, right? And right, like, there's a slur. Boss calls me fatty, right? Well, 300-pound Vince, at that point have the same claims under the New York City human rights law to bring as that African-American hypothetical individual who's experienced the N-word in the office and been fired, right? So it's two people with protected classes who experience slurs who get fired. In the eyes of the law, as it currently stands, the law is written to say that those two claims are equal. Now I'm here to tell you, those two claims should not be equal. Those two claims should not be equal. Right? Because 300-pound Vince made choices. Hypothetical A was born who he or she was, in a country with a history of horrific racial discrimination, right? Those two situations are not created equal. They're not the same. They're not the same. One person was born who they are. One person made choices. I'm uncomfortable with this. I am uncomfortable with this. I want people who are overweight to be treated with respect. I want them to be treated well in the workplace. I want them to be happy, healthy, and successful. And I want them to make the choices they want to make. I don't want them to have to lose weight, but I do want to differentiate protected classes where people don't get to make choices from protected classes where people do. Right? And this will not be a popular opinion. This is not a good look for an employment attorney. I mean, first off, all the employment attorneys are just rubbing their so many lawsuits, right? Like that's what everybody's doing right now. And listen, that's cool. I like helping people, and I like making money doing it. And certainly, I do fundamentally believe that people who are overweight should be treated with respect in the workplace. I do. That's something I fully believe, right? Like, there's no reason that shouldn't be true, but there should be some differentiation between those two protected classes. These two things are not the same thing, right? When they were burning gay people alive, right? Like that's the history, right, of orientation discrimination, right? Like that's what that is. And so today, when we're dealing with orientation discrimination, which is an involuntary thing, that's not a choice someone makes. Someone is, again, born that way. You know, listen, Lady Gaga, she's not wrong, right? And that isn't the same as 300-pound Vince deciding that he's gonna throw nutrition out the window. It's been a stressful year. Just gonna eat a little extra. Gonna feel nice, right? These two things are not the same. And I think we need to think about how we differentiate those two claims. And I mean, this is important. I know I don't have answers. Right? And I'm not looking forward to the comment section on this video. But I do have thoughts. No answers, but a couple of thoughts. And I just thought this was worth getting out there, that it does make me a little uncomfortable. What we've done here. What New York City has done with this law, making those two protected classes equal in the eyes of the law, right? That's a lot. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm sure you're gonna have thoughts. Sure, many of your thoughts will not be flattering to me. That's okay. That's one, my job. Two, something I'm fairly good at, as I've been, I worked in bars for a decade. I got punched in the face for $20, $25 an hour. This is okay. We can do YouTube. Like, we're gonna be all right. You can say mean things about me. It's all right. It's okay. Like, get it off your chest if you want. But three, like, the internet, and it's expected, and the conversation has to be had. So the mean things, I condone them. I'm gonna sign off. I'm ready for the mean things. It's I'm hoping that you're gonna add thoughts with the mean things. Not thoughts and prayers. I don't need thoughts and prayers. I need thoughts. I'm like, do you think this should be differentiated? Are these two things the same? Are they not the same? If they're not the same, how should we differentiate them? If they are the same, why are they the same to you? Why are they the same in your eyes? Right? I want to hear all of it. I don't have answers right now. I've got some notions, and I might make a video at some point presenting my notions that no one will watch. But I'm more curious about yours right now, because I think 40% of Americans are overweight right now. So we just gave 40% of Americans a protected class. That's going to be a lot of litigation. It's going to be a lot of litigation that nobody's going to hire me for because I made this video. All right, everybody. Remember, everybody works. Not everybody wins. We got to be smart out there, okay? Take care.